Hi everyone and welcome. In this reading I'm going to investigate the case of the missing person Samantha Murphy. We know that Samantha went missing on the 4th of February 2024 in Ballarat, Australia. She had set off on a 7 a.m. jog and 7 kilometres into the run the tracking on her phone stopped. So we know that something clearly happened at that point. Now this is what I gathered from a documentary that I watched. The rest of this information is from my psychic visions and channeling. Obviously it's alleged in my opinion only, so take what you will from it. But I was definitely sensing one man was stalking her. He was watching her closely, actually, and he knew the route and time of her run. I'm feeling this was premeditated. I'm definitely sensing foul play. I feel that he pounced on her. It was quite unexpected, and I was getting a strong sense that I was being suffocated. So I feel that's how Samantha's life ended, unfortunately. I'm seeing some blood on a path in that area, so that could be evidence, and that her body is in a pit. Now from the documentary I noted that there were quite a lot of mine shafts in that area, so that's where I feel unfortunately she's ended up. I also feel that Samantha knew the killer. He approached her on a past run that she had done. I'm also sensing there was a liaison there, a fling, one night stand between them. Samantha ended it after that. And then he sought revenge. Now, I was getting quite a lot for his energy. First of all, it came through that he's autistic. And then I got psychopath, but it's quite interesting, you might see here, I spelt psychopath wrong, which is quite unusual for me. My spelling was quite good. And so I was getting dyslexic as well for that energy, learning difficulty. Then I've got quite a vivid description here of the person involved, so this may help potentially in an inquiry. I can actually see the person in my mind's eye, so I could even help with, getting a drawing potentially of this person. But I'm seeing a male, 36 years old, came through. Brown hair, brown eyes. I was seeing him wearing a black t-shirt and blue jeans, and on the t-shirt there's a square logo. There's a square, sorry, with like a white border, and there's a logo and it's a white weapon. Then I was seeing it as a sword pointing upwards that way, quite specific. I feel he lives miles away and he drove there. I was seeing his car, it's grey, a saloon, and it's got a square edge design. Now I hope that makes sense, not a sort of curved modern look, but quite an old square sort of look to it, and quite a long car as well. So I'm going to see if anything else comes through now in terms of information about what happened to Samantha on that day. Yeah, so right away we've got stalking coming through, as I felt. Someone here who was watching from quite early morning, seeing here the sun rising. So that person was out there ready. I'm getting like from 5-6 a.m. actually they were there. So I'm getting travel here, transport, so that person had travelled there. So we've even got the sun here as well. So they were waiting for sunrise. And it was a karmic, see, the Wheel of Fortune shows us a karmic connection, which I'm also getting here. Sorry everyone, my camera just got out there. But yeah, see, here's someone carefully thinking through what they were planning to do on that day. I'm getting goosebumps right now as I connect with that energy. It's a very cold energy. I'm suddenly getting cold, which is showing me that a calculated mind had planned it all out. They knew when they were going to get there, and then when Samantha was going to arrive as well. I'm getting a Leo energy, potentially for that person. Yeah, so here we're getting confirmation that this is someone who Samantha had walked away from. She knew that person. It's like it didn't make her happy, is what I'm getting here. And that energy there was really unhappy about that. They were hoping for something. I'm really feeling. Yeah, now with the bear, I'm getting strength there that was used, an abuse of power for that energy. And also an unstable mind, as I was feeling. That's strongly come through from that energy, and it's quite hard to sort of get much more from them other than, they were fixated, infatuated was the word I was getting, with Samantha, and watching her closely wouldn't let her go. And I don't think she was even aware of this. Yeah, he was watching her also, her movements from her home. I'm getting here. Again, I'm getting he was there very early. I'm really getting like this nervous energy as I pick up on that person. But quite like you wouldn't want to come across this person. It's like on the outside you might not see it, but there's a lot going on with him for that person. Also, we've got again the younger energy coming through. So he was quite a lot younger than Samantha as I got, as the 36. Yeah, and again, premeditated is coming out with this card. In terms of his journey that he made there. Wow, I noticed the weapon there pointing upwards, which you may remember I saw on the clothing. Okay, so that's a sign there. And then we've got, obviously it's a boat, but transport to get to that place, that area. I'm going to clarify now, behind the scenes. Yeah, so male, again I'm getting, fire signs strongly coming out for that energy. Leo has come out, but fire sign. And there was anger from that energy, which is what I was feeling, like a scorned energy, you know. We've got a 10, so it had ended. I feel Samantha also had got quite angry with that energy. He had tried to pursue and she wasn't interested. She chose to remain faithful in her relationship. This is just what I'm getting, so, you know, from the energy. So that's what I have to call out. I'm feeling that she received, so he knew where she lived, he followed her, she didn't tell him, and she received a letter from him. I'm now getting, that made her feel on edge, especially knowing that he knew where she lived. So there could be evidence there in the form of a letter, physical letter I'm getting. Wow, everyone, you can't make this up. So here we've got this energy pursuing her. He was waiting near her home because we've got the 10 of Cups there for home. So yeah, he was waiting, ready to pounce, as I felt. This person has got, I'm getting like a weapon there as well. Okay, so I'm now getting that letter could have been thrown away, unfortunately. That Samantha had. She kept this to herself. She didn't share with anyone, but obviously what she realised is that he knew where she lived. And I'm getting anxiety now coming through from her. Wow, and emotions. Yeah, she got quite scared upon realising that. I'd like to look into how Samantha was feeling on that day, the 4th of February. Okay, she was feeling a bit unhappy, actually, in the home. So she wanted to go out for that run, to clear her mind and have that sense of freedom. That's what I'm getting there. Anything else on why she was unhappy? Wow, we got angry woman coming out. So there could have been an argument, something that happened there in the home. This is what I'm feeling. There was an argument and it spurred her on to get out for her run, although she obviously often went for runs. But I'm feeling something had happened there. Anything else on this? Yeah, she felt trapped. She didn't want to stay in because of the atmosphere. That's what I'm feeling with this anger. She wanted to get out and let it out let out that anger. Whatever that was about, I'm not going to go into detail there. Let's see now the state of mind of this stalker, which obviously I've already shared with you, but anything else on that day? Wow, yeah, deceptive energy coming through here. Wanted to get away with this and do what he had planned to do. Although, he felt something for Samantha, but he felt like she had, scorned him, as I said. I'm also getting that he might have approached her, first of all, initially rather, and then later he came out of nowhere. In terms of what he did. So that was like where he just went over the edge. I'm getting. Okay, so anything else then about this encounter that's now coming through in the cards? Samantha was very loving, giving, and that's what drew this person to her. Light energy and dark energy, basically, from him. But she moved on. She walked away. She'd already walked away from him, but she just said, like, please leave me alone. And that, I feel that's what tipped him over the edge. She tried to be kind in her approach, but she didn't want to be around him, I'm feeling. Yeah, with the Hermit, there's confirmation she wanted to be alone. At that moment, especially because of what was going on in her mind. She didn't want anyone around her. So she might have even been a bit angry with that energy, because anger's come out there. Yeah, she wanted peace on her run. But that energy was determined. I'm getting here to be around her. He wanted things his own way. Yeah, I'm getting a domineering energy for that male. But on that day in particular, Samantha was just not interested in communicating. Okay, that one. Wow, everyone. Okay, so here's the energy, younger energy as I felt. And it's like, you can see, I can sense this ruthless energy from this person. With the head there, like that was what they were determined to do, to basically, take out Samantha, quite determined. And again, we've got the setting here, around trees, out in nature. Again, I'm getting a fire sign, and also what I'm just being guided to say is like, this is what happened. See the way, like, imagine Samantha's here running and then he just pounced. He stepped out, maybe from behind some trees. He had a weapon. So that's coming out again. Anything else? Wow, okay, so I'm being drawn actually to this card. Because this is about deception, lying, cheating, and see the couple there, and here's that energy carrying. Here I'm seeing 3 swords, so like wanting to put an end to that situation. That was his motive on that day. I'm getting a really dangerous energy here coming through for that person. Not seeing clearly with the smoke. I'm also getting like they were, you know, I said about mental health issues, psychopath. This person just heard things, you know, might have even heard something they thought they were meant to do, and they just did it. And that came from a dark place. Yeah, see, then we've got an abuse of power coming through here. Wow, Leo again. So I'm strongly getting Leo. That's my prediction here for that energy, their star sign, potentially, or they could have that in their chart. I mean, it's interesting that I felt suffocation, and you can see this person with a hand there around the mouth, which I feel is showing us that. It's so interesting, the imagery as well, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. So anything else we need to know about that day? Wow, I'm just getting, yeah, like, it was quite sudden, first of all. And again, this mental health, you know, a lot of mental issues for that person. They couldn't see clearly, for sure. It's so interesting, we've got this sword pointing down at the head, showing that, you know, a lot of conflict, mental conflict, really obsessed with Samantha, wasn't thinking clearly. Anxiety, a lot of anxiety for that energy. And the moon, yeah, deception. Hidden. And it's nighttime energy coming out there as well. So it's like it was planned potentially the night before. It was quite sudden. Now this can happen sometimes with people who are unstable in the mind. They'll just do something, you know, quite randomly. But it's so interesting, you know, again, nature here coming out. Could be close to a small river, potentially. Just being drawn to this image here. There's an older person. Okay, so this is something I was feeling actually before this reading, that some evidence I feel could be found, and it's someone older, a male, I'm feeling, who works in that area, and something comes to light, because the moon hides things, but it also reveals things. So that's coming through. I feel it's something on land that they find. Now I can't quite see with this image what it is. It could be an item belonging to Samantha. As I was saying earlier, I did feel blood. There's some blood there as well. We got a card there. Wow, okay, this is the energy of that person. We're seeing the darkness here. Dark energy, very unhappy person. Was fixated, as I said. See the cut there showing love, you know. Yeah, potentially fell in love with her. This person might wear a ring that's got a red ruby on it, that's coming through there. Dark hair, as I felt in my vision. Yeah, possibly some jewellery that they wear. Okay, I'm also getting that could be what the evidence is. There's something of Samantha's that's found. The cup, I'm getting evidence. Anything else? Yeah. In that area, there's potentially something that's found. I'm feeling, we're seeing that here, someone picking something up, they've got a bag. This looks like jewellery. Potentially, yeah, like a necklace, possibly, that could have been ripped off, or a ring. So that's my prediction, that there's something out there somewhere, but that area needs to be combed, obviously. See anything else with this deck? It could be quite close to Samantha's home. Potentially. So we've got a house coming out there. I feel there's someone, a friend of Samantha's who might find this. There are people who've been searching. I'm getting shivers here. Very emotional people. Close to home, I'm getting now. Yeah, close. So it might not actually be near her home, but close to home, as in a friend. Someone who knows Samantha, I feel is going to find something while they're searching. Okay, well everyone, that just flipped over a trip to the country, which is showing, you know, there's this search party, possibly 2 people there that go out searching, and I do feel that something is discovered on that path, that same path that Samantha took. Anything else we need to know? Yeah, journey. It's come out here. So it's like they're going to sort of retrace the journey and something's discovered. There, he's holding an item. I mean, that looks like a pipe, but could be clothing. Yeah, see, he's got like a cloak over his arm there, and he's holding something as well. Yeah, so an item of clothing and jewellery is what I'm feeling. Something, because it's interesting in this card, it's like a little stick with jewellery, and here it's the same. So what could that be? Jewellery, I was feeling. Maybe her watch. I know she was wearing a watch. I feel it's going to be found on a path, and that's where I was also seeing blood. So it could be, there's a few things that are found as evidence. Yeah, again, we've got an older gentleman as well coming through, which we had here, discovering some evidence. So it could be, a couple of different people who find some different things. Definitely getting an older person and a friend as well who potentially find things. So let's hope that they do find these pieces of evidence and that things are pieced together. Even more so, definitely getting a loyal energy coming through, someone who really works at trying to find evidence here. Anything about, just want to ask, well, I've got these cards. Will Samantha's body be found? So we've got evidence. I'm getting a yes with that card. The Eight of Wands. Lots of things happen, lots of changes, lots of energies. So again, I'm getting a search where there's maybe lots of people that go out and they're determined. See, the arrows are pointing down. So somewhere, in the ground is the evidence, is the indication rather that we're getting there. We're going to receive news of this as well with that card. Okay, so I'm going to end that there for now. I may do another reading if anything else comes through in my channeling, but I really hope this has brought some insight and clarity to some of you watching. Let us know in the comments anything you noticed, anything you'd like to share as well. Thank you so much for being here. Sending peace, love and light to you all.